In the early dawn of the 20th century, the world saw the birth of human rights. It was a concept that emerged, promising equality, justice, and freedom to every individual, irrespective of their race, religion, or nationality. The year was 1948, and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by the United Nations. It was a beacon of hope, a promise of a better tomorrow. But as the hands of time moved forward, this promise seemed to blur in certain corners of the world. Fast forward to the late 20th century, a time when the Israeli-Palestinian conflict was at its peak. The land of olive trees and ancient cities became a chessboard of power and politics, and the pawns, innocent civilians. As we moved into the new millennium, the conflict endured and the world watched. But it was not just a conflict between two nations, it was and still is a war against human rights. Picture a Palestinian child, a victim of circumstance, born into a world of unrest. They are not just defending their homes from rockets, but their very right to live, to exist. Now imagine the world watching, some with empathy, others with indifference. Among the spectators, there are those who laugh, not understanding the gravity of the situation or perhaps choosing to ignore it. It's 2024 and the story is ongoing. The child still stands, resilient against the odds, a symbol of resistance and hope. But what does the world do? Are we just spectators in this grand theater of life, or do we have a role to play? Human rights are not a privilege but a birthright. They are not negotiable, not a bargaining chip to be used in the games of power. The laughter of ignorance should not silence the cries for justice. It's time to change the narrative. It's time to stop being mere spectators and become advocates. Raise your voice against injustice, against the violation of human rights. Stand up for that Palestinian child, for every child born into conflict, because every child deserves a playground, not a battlefield. Remember, the fight for human rights is not a sprint, but a marathon. It's a journey that requires persistence, resilience, and collective effort. Be a part of this journey, because together we can make a difference. It's time to stand up for what's right, to ensure that the promise of 1948 is not just a forgotten echo, but a reality for all.